Marker pens can be used for producing highly realistic presentation drawings of products, but here we're using them for quickly adding information to our design ideas to help convey our thoughts to a third party. Marker pens come in a big range of colours, but they also come in a range of tones. Here we're looking at a range of grey tones, and you can see that with each pen, the grey is a tone darker. To understand how marker pens can add information to our sketches, we need to think about light, and in particular, where the light is coming from. I'm using a reasonably light tone to colour the top surface of this box. You'll notice that I'm working quickly and tidying up the edges whilst the ink is still wet. I'm doing the same with the medium tone on the right hand surface, suggesting that it's further or more hidden from the light source than the top surface. Finally, the darker tone on the remaining surface shows it's still further from the light. This adds to the three-dimensional appearance of the box. It also suggests that the light source is somewhere above and to the right of the boxes. This exercise is good for practicing working within the sketched lines, but again I'm developing this skill as a means of communication rather than presentation. The box that sits on the horizon has only two faces visible, and therefore only two tones. You can see that the position of the light source is the same for each of the boxes, so the boxes have a relationship to each other within the space. We're looking up at the boxes above the horizon, so we can see two sides and a base on each. The base of these will be an even darker tone since they're most hidden from the light source. It's worth practicing the process until it becomes second nature, and we're working on the ability to sketch, be it with pencil, biro, pen or marker pen, in a relaxed manner that's economical with time. If we're preoccupied with perfecting our presentation, then our sketching will become slow and our source of ideas will quickly dry up. If we choose to add marker pen to our sketches, it's normally to help communicate our thoughts and make the design features of our ideas easier to understand for the person reading our page. Moving on, it's worth working with slightly more involved shapes. Here are a collection of hollow boxes facing in a variety of directions. Again, I'm working quickly, attempting to work up to the edges of shapes without going over them, but not worrying unduly if I do. I'm trying to fill the whole surface without letting the ink dry out. Where it dries and I go over it, it becomes a darker tone. It can be a good idea to produce a page of shapes in two-point perspective and to photocopy it several times for practicing with marker pens. Though it would develop more skills to quickly produce a new page of shapes in two-point perspective each time. Here I'm using darker tones to add shadow to the inside of the boxes. This enables the person who's reading the page to fully understand the shapes more quickly. Practicing this process here will make it easier when rendering more complex design ideas. And the placing of the shadows is informed by the position of the light source. Exactly the same process is used for representing curved surfaces. Here I'm using different tones to give the sense of a cylindrical surface. The lightest tone is positioned where the shape is hit by the most light, and the darkest tone where the surface is least exposed to the light. Anybody reading the sketches would have no idea if these were cylinders or tubes without the addition of this marker pen, which clearly represents them as hollow. To reiterate, I'm working quickly here because this is a sketch to convey my thoughts and ideas rather than being a polished and finished presentation drawing. Since these curved shapes are lying flat on a surface, I'm seating them on the page by creating shadows. I'm using the same position of the light source that gives me the different tones on the curved surfaces to position them. I hope this has been a useful video. Please hit like if it has. There's lots more on the way, so please subscribe and hit the notifications tab to be the first to see it. For up-to-date reports on progress and to see my other pursuits, you can follow me on Instagram at Product Designer Maker. Thanks for watching.